My name's Nick Wood. Been riding dirt bikes most of my life. As of recently, I really got into backcountry enduro motorcycle riding. And they're basically multi-day motorcycle events, fully self-supported, deep backcountry single track riding over multiple days. And again, you got to be fully self-sufficient. The most kind of notorious one, I should say, is the Tour of Idaho. But it's 13 days, 2,300 miles, and you're riding anywhere from 150 to 250 miles a day. But it's just relentless all day long, 16 hours a day for 13 days in a row. And you're deep backcountry, so anything happens, you got to be fully self-sufficient. The more you bring, the slower you go. So I try to bring a fairly streamlined setup, kind of more like alpine style climbing, where you want to be able to move fast, but you still need to bring enough to do some basic repairs. At least one person on the team needs to have a chainsaw. One person on the team mounts a chainsaw in front of their bike, which adds an immense level of complexity because now you have a 10-pound chainsaw in the front of your motorcycle. Plus you got to bring, a spare chain and bar oil and fuel for the chainsaw and parts for the chainsaw. So, you have any mechanical issues, you have any medical issues or any gear issues, like you're out there and you got to deal with it, on the trail. And obviously that's where the Dragon winch comes in, where if you dump your bike, even if you have 2 or 3 guys, you dump your bike in the right or wrong spot, I should say, like you will not be able to recover it unless you have some sort of, mechanical system to do that. Initially when I got into this, kind of the go-to was kind of more of a climbing type setup with a 4-to-1 kind of block and tackle. It was cumbersome. I was always trying to figure out how in the heck to bring it with me. I didn't have room in my pack. So I needed to kind of put my rear panniers on, put my rear rack system on to carry it. It was 18 inches long by maybe 8 inches in diameter, weighed about 3 to 4 pounds. I got to the point after dumping a bike off a side hill enough times to say, okay, I'm not willing to go out there without this system, but it was so difficult and cumbersome to use. So I spent time Googling micro winch and all the other, superlatives to try to figure out, it's got to exist. And I couldn't find it. And I was down at one of the local climbing shops. So I was talking to one of the local guys there, and he was kind of getting me set up. And he just mentioned briefly, hey, you must know about the guys that are developing that motorcycle recovery system. And I was like, no, don't know about that. Like, oh yeah, it fits in a fanny pack. It's like that big. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like that's my dream. That's exactly what I was aiming for here with mine. The guy put us in contact. So I went in there really quick, and Jake was there and he showed me it to me. I was like, oh my God, that's exactly what I need. It's exactly what I've been after. And so I went over and kind of toured the facility there. Got to meet Ryan and showed me the kind of production line. And the rest is history. I got it and immediately went out and, put myself in a situation, kind of a mock recovery situation where I dumped my bike upside down off of a rock pile and, familiarize myself with how it worked. One of the big benefits is it's so easy to use. It's a low effort recovery. So you're not killing yourself, and you're out in the sun and, it's hot or it's cold or the weather comes in, like, you're not really huffing and puffing, and it's easy. Things go slow, so you can take your time and you can really think through things. There were some guys several years back, just real quick story. They got stuck, got their bikes on a side hill, couldn't get them back, and they had to hire a helicopter, which was $2,000. So I'm looking at that saying, yeah, a few $100 for an insurance policy to not have to walk out or spend the night on the mountain is, money well spent in my mind. For me, a lot of guys ride motorcycles. They like going fast and racing. I like going and seeing interesting, fun things. And the beauty of something like the Tour of Idaho, what it brought to me was the ability to go and explore in a way that offers me the freedom. You can ride until you're tired and then camp in a really cool spot that very few people can get to in one day. Seeing some of these areas, it's awe-inspiring, seeing the sun come up in a really cool zone that very few people get to see.